I will swallow your soul! Even death trembles in my presence! Give up now! Even now, your loved ones suffer! I can see the fear in your heart!
Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'll show you how to play Veigar. Skill sequence is the standard Q max followed by E, so we can have his main CC ability on a low cooldown and then W last. His ultimate is his strongest all-in ability, so always put points into this whenever possible. Alright guys, so Veigar's passive will grant you free AP whenever you hit an enemy champion with abilities. And if you get a takedown, then you will get 5 permanent AP. I'm gonna start with Q level 1 here guys, so it can hit 2 opponents at the same time. And if you execute something with your Q, then that is also going to give you free AP. And it can give you 2 stacks from 2 minions, and if you get a takedown, of course you get 5 stacks. So your goal in the early game is just to try to farm as many minions with that Q as possible so you can get that passive stacking. Right now we have 6 stacks, so we have 6 permanent bonus AP, and Veigar is one of the hardest late game scaling champions because of this passive, because you can get an unlimited amount of AP. It all depends on how well you can farm and how many kills you're able to get. Your E guys is the main CCing ability. How it works is that it's going to spawn a zone, and if you hit somebody with the edge, if you hit an enemy champion at the edge, then they will be stunned. But you don't always have to hit the stun, you can simply trap them inside the zone so they will not be able to escape. You can use that time to poke them with auto attacks or abilities. And especially into a matchup like a Kali, she will not be able to do anything at all if you trap her inside the zone. Because you cannot dash past it. Right now she's trapped within, so you can just poke her as much as possible here. W guys is the nuking ability. The thing is, we want to max this last, even though it scales incredibly well. And that is because the cooldown of this ability scales with your passive. So the more stacks you have on your passive, the lower cooldown your W will be. Right now we're able to pick up a early kill on Akali here guys, and it's actually because of that attack speed shard we have in the runes. So Veigar's auto attacks are really awkward, really slow to use, so it can be very hard to farm and very hard to poke the enemy champion as well. So what I and a lot of other high elo players like to do is that we use one attack speed shard, so your early game becomes a lot stronger, it becomes super easy to farm, and you'll also be really good at poking down the enemy champion as well. Just gonna go ahead and buy the lucidity boots here because we have enough gold for it and can teleport back to lanes. Of course these boots are really OP, they're really low cost boots but really efficient to purchase. It gives you a lot of cooldown reduction on your abilities and summoner spells as well. Honestly guys, your main goal is to farm up. You are a late game champion guys, you're just gonna one-shot people in the later stages of the game, so early game you just focus on farming unless the opponent makes such a huge mistake that you can punish it. Always try to line up 2 minions at the same time so your Q can one-shot them, so you get 2 AP. Kali is low HP again here, so she's probably forced to back soon. Try this. Cage can be really difficult to play against. Thing is, Veigar is weak against assassins because he is immobile, but he's kind of a counter to Akali, not in the laning phase, but When the team fights and stuff start happening, and that is because of his cage, he's going to completely shut it down, so she will not be able to engage onto you or your allies. So Evelyn is almost level 6, and that's when we have to start respecting her. I have been playing really aggressive until now, and that is because Evelyn is not very useful at ganking until she has level 6 invisibility. If you're playing against another jungler who's really aggressive, like a Lee J4, Sensao and so on, then obviously you want to play a lot more passive and have better vision. We almost have level 6 guys, so that is our go executing ability. So what it does is that it is your strongest bursting ability, and it deals damage based on the target's missing HP. So obviously you want to use this at the end, when you used everything else, and try to put the target to the lowest possible HP level and then use it. A nuke, and it is going to absolutely destroy the opponent if you hit everything. I believe it does the maximum amount of damage when they lost like 66% HP or something. I don't know the exact number, but it should be around there. So when you play against champions like Evelyn, guys, obviously warding the side brushes with normal wards are not going to help, because she's just going to get past them without you being able to see it. So what you can do is that you walk into her jungle and then you get wards in the jungle camps. Otherwise you have to play it really passive whenever you don't see her on the map, because she's very good at ganking after level 6. It's very hard to detect her as well. Just have to look for a trap. If we trap her inside the cage, then we can poke it down, but we also have to respect her level 6, because she is very strong level 6, guys. Akali is a lot stronger than Veigar in the early game. See right here, if I did not react in time, I would have been dead, but you can see how useful that cage is, because as soon as we trap them inside, they will not be able to get out unless they flash. So it is very good for shutting down people in teamfights. Especially this ability is so OP in teamfights, because you can shut down multiple champions inside their cage and they will not be able to do anything at all. They cannot dash out, but of course they can blink. Like a Katarina would be able to blink to you, of course, because that is not a jump. That's like a teleport, so that works, but dashes and leaps and so on will not. I have the blue buff, so that's great here. We'll not be able to take down Akali because we don't have her E up yet, and she's pretty mobile, so we just have to go top here, and then our top laner should go mid. We'll try to be as efficient as possible with the time we have, and make sure that this wave crashes into the tower. Nice. The thing is, if we catch the top laner here, then that's a free kill. You can see how squishy he is. We just have to catch with one knee. There we go. Even though the stun didn't land, guys, we have so much burst damage on Veigar, especially because we have electrocute, and that is to give him some extra damage in the early game. He does not need any help with the late game whatsoever. It is Veigar. He has so much AP from that passive, guys, so when you itemize, you want stuff that can help you out in the early game and really help you scale up. Alright, Lost Chapter, the best component in the game for mages, gives you a lot of pretty much everything you need to stall out the laning phase. We have a pretty big bounty as well here, so we have to respect their ganks. But now we are really fed. We have 90 AP just from that passive, guys, so you can see how fast it is able to stack up. Now we have 100 AP from the passive. Yes, Veigar is a very hard snowballing champion, of course. He has a lot of burst damage. His damage is unmatched in the late game, guys, so if you can get to that stage, it is going to be really fun to play him. But Evelyn inside the cage here. It is very hard to hit that W, guys, if you don't get the stun on the cage, because it has such a big delay. Go. Evelyn is also down. We have 5 kills right now. This is a Diamond Needle game, guys. If you can do stuff like this in Diamond, then you can definitely do that in lower ranks as well. Can't really base yet, cause I want enough gold for the Everfrost, and that is like a super core item on Veigar. That's going to make everything so much easier for you. Then go ahead and recall now, so now we do have enough gold. Guys, Everfrost is the absolute best mythic item you can buy on Veigar. It's going to make it so much easier for you to land that cage, that W as well, so you really line up people for those abilities to hit. And of course, Everfrost is so OP by itself. Now, if you catch someone, they should be dead 100%. If I had my ultimate right here, she would have been done so, but you can see how powerful that Everfrost is, especially because it has such a low cooldown. Even though Riot nerfed it to 30 seconds from patch 11.7, it doesn't really matter, it's still really good, and you're not going to be spamming this ability. You just look for somebody to catch and then you just one-shot them and then you just wait. Really did not want to flash for that Vel'Koz right there, so we could get both of them. It would have been nice if I got the shutdown on Vel'Koz, but it doesn't matter. We helped out our bot lane, who somehow lost their tower super early on in the game, but it is very annoying to play against a Jhin and a Vel'Koz, so understandable. They're not having a really good time. Kali's ultimate is down, so that is great. Of course, still want to respect the Evelyn ganks. Of course, guys, I have the Everfrost right now, and since we are playing against 2 AP champions in the mid and jungle, especially 2 AP assassins, we want that Banshee's fail. We also have an AP support, of course, so that makes that even better. So we will be itemizing towards that AP item here for some survivability. Just at the edge. Alright, we did not end up giving away that massive shutdown, so that is great. And her ultimate is down as well, so her kill potential is lowered by quite a bit. Alright, we need Banshee as well. If I did not play against an AP heavy comp right now, if I was against an AD assassin, then I would have purchased the Seeker's Arm Guard early on. Otherwise, I would just go straight for the Cosmic Drive, so we have even more CDR. Just gonna go to the side lane here, guys. We do have teleport, so it is fine to do, even though Veigar is not a split pusher. We can help out a team if they get caught somewhere. But it has to be a good fight. I'm not just gonna TP randomly. Very bad fight. I can't really do much here. But they need to respect the Evelyn's flanking potential. Unfortunate, died to the ignite, but we are really fit right now, so if we try to group, then we'll be able to get a lot of picks, because we have that E, Veigar E is very good for shutting down people with. Right, nice play by Kha'Zix. We are losing the Drake though because people got caught, so that's a bit unfortunate, but not too bad. And now the Inferno Dragon will be up, and that's actually really OP on Veigar as well, especially because he's able to get such high AP numbers. That means that percentages are more effective than Veigar and champions like Jhin as well. So this dragon is actually really good for us. He will not be trying to fight us, we can just one-shot it, but we still have to respect that W shroud, so of course you want to be trying to bait that out first. If you do that, then she's dead 100%. I don't know why Thresh is down here, maybe he's trying to defend me from Evelyn, that's fine to do, but he should be with the ADC. Because if our ADC gets caught, then he's done so. He don't really have any defensive mechanic against an Evelyn. That charm is so OP, and she's probably also going to one-shot him anyway. Also, even though you're fed guys and we are in the mid game, you still want to focus on farming up with that Q. Last hit minions with that Q, that's really important. Remember that when you have max ranks in your Q guys, then that is going to one-shot the backline minions. Normally when you want to wave clear wave or farm with your Q, then you W the backline minions first and then you Q them. But when you have maximum points in your Q, you don't need to do that anymore because it's going to one-shot them anyway. The only exception here is that if you are falling behind somehow, if you're dying a lot, then of course you fall behind the damage curve, but otherwise in an even game or if you are ahead, then your Q will one-shot at max rank. So keep that in mind because that's really important for you to be farming efficiently. Almost have 200 AP from that passive, so stacking up that AP really fast this game, guys. Of course, Veigar is one of the few champions where you can actually go rapid on stat cap third item. It will still be really effective because it has great synergy with your passive. The thing is, normally on most mages you don't buy rapid on stat early on in the game because you need some AP items first before that passive really starts kicking in. But on Veigar you already have a lot of AP because of that passive, so rapid on stat cap early purchase is fine. But I like to go for the Cosmic Drive because of the CDR. Then after Cosmic Drive, if they don't have any MR, then I will go for the Rabadons, and if they do have MR, then I can go for the White Staff. And of course guys, that W right there, it will be on such a low cooldown as you get those passive stacks. So in the later stage of the game it's going to be on like 2-second cooldown, maybe even lower. Most likely even lower of course if you manage to get a lot of stacks. So it is like your super low cooldown nuking ability. Jhin does have that active from his oh, that's a bit unfortunate. I think she flashed over the Raptor cam or something. I don't know what happened. That was really fast though. Nice engaged by Akali. I also overextended quite a bit. I did not respect flanking potential, which I should do, especially when you play immobile mages, like Veigar. The dragon is spawning soon, so we need to set up vision. I do have teleport, so I can help them out if necessary, but we have a lot of ability haste right now. We are on 80, so that's great. More ability haste means you can have spam your abilities more often, especially that E. That E is so OP in teamfights. If you can have that up more often, then almost a guaranteed win. Because it is going to force out flashes 100% if they don't have any other way to escape it, right? So that is the power your E has. I think it's one of the most OP abilities in the game for team fighting. That doesn't include ultimate abilities, of course. It has so much impact. That should be free, hopefully. The dragon, that's really nice. And we have 519 AP, 20 minutes in the game. If we had Rabadon's Death Cap, then we would have a lot more, but then we will also get one shot by Evelynn and Akali, so it's not really worth it. Now you just need to use W on the frontline minions, the melee minions, because they are the tanky ones. But as you can see, I'm still focused on farming, even though I'm super far ahead, and that is really important. Still want to get that passive stacked. But try to stack it as much as possible. Of course, it is unlimited, so you can get to the point where you just one-shot champions with a single W. When you get to the team fighting stage, guys, you want to stay in the backline. You want to try to look for picks with your E. Try to catch champions who are walking too far up, maybe to ward or something, and just look for that E, guys. You catch someone with it and they are pretty much dead. I'm just staying here in the backside in case somebody tries to steal it. Flank. Well, can't really one-shot this guy. He actually bought MR, and it's really unfortunate that Evelynn got the steal. That is not good for us. But yeah, if they start buying MR at this stage, you definitely want the Void Staff. So we're gonna get that ASAP as soon as we finish the Cosmic Drive. Nice flash, I guess. That's fine. When we get that Cosmic Drive, guys, we're going to have so much ability haste. That is so important because that E will be on such a low cooldown. Same goes for the other abilities, so you're gonna be able to spam that in fights. And Veigar is actually one of the champions where you can get away with building a lot of CDR instead of damage, and that is of course because of his passive. So even though you're building a lot of ability haste, you'll still be getting a lot of damage from that passive. So CDR is a really OP stat on him. You want, yeah, and Magic Pin, that's really important. So the other members, the jungler, mid lane and top lane, starting to build MR items. So obviously we need that white stuff as soon as possible, so I'm gonna get that next now. And then the last item will be the Rabadon's Death Cap. We're gonna reach over 1k AP. Get these items, so it's going to be really fun when you catch somebody. You could just one-shot them with a single Q and W, and if it goes to super late game, then we can also one-shot them with a single W as well. Let's stay grouped here because I'm really scared that people just get caught. They're playing as the Evelynn. Very hard to play against, guys, especially in solo queue because it is not coordinated. So what you can do though is that you get a control ward and then you place it in the middle. Not in the brush, just in the middle, so if she tries to flank your ADC, then you're gonna see her before she gets to do anything. Does have the bench as well though, so we definitely need to keep that in mind and try to like bait it out and then combo her to death. We need to watch out as well because they also have a lot of poke. So positioning is key in this fight. There she is. This is huge. You see that E? She could not do anything, and then Thresh also hit his CC, so she also could not ult out. That is how we want to play it. Unfortunately, people are getting caught here. Akali is down. Veigar is like a hard counter to Akali after the laning phase. Not in the laning phase, but afterwards. And that's because of what you just saw right here, is that you can trap her inside the E cage and she will not be able to do anything. Because all her mobility comes from dashes. So she's not able to get out of the cage. Evelyn can get out with her ultimate. Otherwise everyone else will be able to trap them easily. Dragon is spawning here, so we just have to go ahead and teleport. We still need a lot more gold for that void stuff. Once we do have it though, then it's going to be really fun. We can go back to one-shotting people even though they have MR. Well, we are super split. That's not good for us. Okay, I went down. I think actually I died to that dragon auto attack. But the thing is, guys, even though Veigar is really OP in the late game, the problem here is that he's also squishy and immobile, right? So if you play against a long range mage like a Vilcos, they can easily poke you down from afar and then you can't really do anything. So he has a lot of damage late game, most damage of pretty much any champion because of that passive, but he's still very vulnerable. Positioning is really important. Defensive items are as well. Just keep getting caught around the map, that's not really good for us. They skill incredibly well as well. They have a Jhin. Really huge late game. Evelyn is also good late game, same goes for Vilcos. Just need to respect their assassination ability, and the best way we can play this out is just by grouping. Because we have a Veigar and a Vladimir, so we have insane late game, we just need to group and look for those picks. So if our ADC tries to split push, then we just have to follow him, because otherwise he just ends up getting caught and it's going to be GG's. Also keep in mind Jhin has that active dash on his abilities, so not want to waste that cage. Baron is spawning, so we want to set up vision control around it, and then we can try to look for picks with our cage. So I can camp in this brush here and maybe somebody walks up and then can get a kill. Hopefully get a kill, and then we can turn that into a Baron. Nice, and this is Everfrost right here, guys. If we did not have Everfrost, then she would have survived because she got hit by the roots, so she's not able to use her ultimate. But yes, Everfrost is really OP on Veigar. It is the best. With the item you can go every single game, no matter who you're playing against. That's a long range dash from Akali. Set up that cage in the middle here so she's not able to dash in and kill somebody. Such a chaotic fight as well here. Oh wow, he fail smited it. Jhin stole it with his W, I think. That is so sad. He smited a bit too early, but the problem is that when everybody is trying to burst down the Baron, it's very hard to time it properly. Yeah, it is very hard to smite it even though the enemy jungle is down. You need to coordinate it and really time all of the burst damage at the same time. That way it becomes easier. Yeah, back to the side lane here. I do have teleport, so that's why I'm going to the side lane. Try to get all that gold we need ASAP for that white stuff. When we have that one, then it's going to be really fun. Pretty much a Q ultimate into Gen should be a one shot at this point. Ah, that sucks. His Luden's Tempest passive proc my shield as well. That's really... Luden's Tempest is like such a good counter to Banshee's Well, the passive. Yeah, we need to stay away from the teammates and not get too close, otherwise we just end up going to waste that shield. And that shield is so important against Evelynn. Yeah, normally Evelynn is really good against Veigar guys, but because of this Everfrost, then we actually have something where we can take out her Banshee's Well first. So she's not just able to run us down, otherwise she will be able to do that quite easily. There we go, got that top laner is down and the flash is down on Vel'Koz as well. This is why you need to be really careful when you TP into a fight when there's a Veigar in the game. Oh, she dashed into my arcade as well, that's great. So extending quite a bit on Kha'Zix. He should not have chased that because we could have gotten the Drake for free. Ken is dead 100%, his flash is down. Got the shot down and we should be able to secure the last dragon right now. So now we have the Infernal Soul. If you play Veigar, you want this soul or you want the one that reduces the cooldown on your ultimate. I don't have a lot of mana though, so it's going to be a bit slower to take it down. But as you can see, I have such a low cooldown on my W right now, and that is because I have so many passive stacks. That's why you can get away with not maxing this until the end here, because it's going to lower the cooldown anyway because of that passive, so having that E on a lower cooldown is even more important. But what some people like to do is that they sometimes start out by putting 2 points into the W. What it does is that it makes it easier to wave clear, so if you really need that then you can do that as well, but always make sure that you max out the E guys. Because Veigar without that E is not useful in teamfights. But with that E he is really OP. Got the void stuff now, so now we don't care about any MR items they have, we're just gonna one shot them anyway, so now we need to group, stay with our team. ADC got caught again, so that's a bit sad, because we could have grouped and then we could siege against them. See, he has a lot of MR, but it does not matter anymore. Because we have the magic pen and you want to buy that as soon as possible if you see them stacking MR items or if you think they will. Just need to stall here until our teammates respawn. Just gonna chill out a bit. I also don't have my flash up, so need to be especially careful of any flanks coming in. Wow, that's a, yeah. As I talked about it, that's an Akali and Evelynn. Okay, we traded 1 for 1, so it is not too bad. They did get a shot down though, and Evelynn got it, that's not good for us here. It doesn't really change much since we are in the late game here, so we just need to group and my flash will be up for the next fight hopefully, and when that happens then we'll look for picks. If we get a kill or 2 then we just need to siege in the mid lane as 5 people and we do not want to split push. I think it's my goal, guys. I'm just gonna hit the front line. Because we have so much damage at this point that we just one-shot their top lane anyway. Then also, since we are against 2 assassins, we also try to peel our ADC. I'm gonna constantly be on the lookout for Evelynn, and if I see her pop up, then I'm just gonna drop that E field and take out her Banshee's shield with my Everfrost. Just have to protect our ADC. That's not good. I used my ultimate a bit too early. If I waited like 1 second, then he would have died. That's a bit griefing, but anyways. Their top laner is not able to help out their team because he's so low, so I guess that ended up helping us anyway, so it's not too bad. Now we should go for the Baron. Already stole it before, so quite risky. Right, we got it this time, guys, so now we should be able to siege mid lane because the minions are stronger, so it is harder for their carries to clear out the waves. I need to recall, but I'm gonna stay here because I think Tristana will end up getting baited somehow, so need to protect the ADC, guys. But we already have more than 1k HP. Veigar has insane AP scaling, so this is where you are so OP, so incredibly OP at this stage of the game. Catch anyone and they are dead. Finally we are grouping. Kha'Zix is in the bottom lane. I don't know why, because we want to be 5 in the middle lane here. That is the only way that we make sure that somebody doesn't get caught out. That is some ridiculous burst from Kha'Zix. He got his mega form though, so he's not dead. I'm constantly looking behind us because Evelynn will be trying to flank, so she's the one I have to keep an eye on. So I can protect my ADC and myself as well, and then Akali comes in second because she has a harder time flanking than Evelynn does. Yeagerlol died again. It's not good because the dragon is about to spawn soon, and that is the Elder Dragon. If they get this one, then it is going to be so hard for us. And if you guys don't know already, when Evelynn uses a W and it fully charges, at the end there's like a small arrow that shows in which side she is at, so you can use that to kind of figure out her position. Actually, a lot of people don't know this, so maybe it can help you out for the next time you're going to play against an Evelynn. This is actually huge for us. We somehow managed to turn it down. Evelynn's flash is down as well. We want to make sure that she is not jumping over that blast cone and steals it, so we want to kill her first if possible. That's one W that did over. There we go. We got the entire team, so now we can secure the Drake. This is huge. Now we just run it mid and end the game. I'm gonna back here, guys, get the Revenant's Death Cap, and then I can teleport in. 1.4k HP, that is such an insane amount of damage we have at this point. If we catch somebody, guys, we can just 1 W and a Q should be enough. Maybe in a single W should also be enough actually, I think. Unless they have MR. But yeah. This was the Veigar guide, so I hope this was useful. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you guys in the next video.